From Hollywood adventures to nature documentaries, we are indisputably intrigued by larger-than-life lizards. And today, we're going to see 10 of the biggest on the planet, including a snake invasion triggered by a natural disaster, an unusually giant breed of crocodile, and a turtle that weighs as much as a small car. Hold on tight, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a closer look at the 10 biggest reptiles ever caught on camera. Number 10. Malayan Water Monitor. On the shores of the Kelang, Singapore's longest river, you might find all kinds of different creatures, many that you probably won't find anywhere else. Among the numerous species native to the area is the Malayan Water Monitor, also called the Asian Water Monitor. This species is actually one of the most common lizards in South and Southeastern Asia. Most reach a length of about 5.5 feet and weigh about 40 pounds. They eat almost anything they can, including frogs, fish, birds, crabs, snakes, turtles, and even crocodile eggs. One of the largest Asian water monitors ever caught on tape was seen along the Kelang River and was first spotted crawling into a hole and emerging in the water. Despite its impressive size, the creature really didn't pay any attention to the numerous onlookers, none of which had ever seen an Asian water monitor this size. It is estimated that the giant creature was upwards of 10 feet, nearly twice their typical size. And if you thought this giant monitor was something else, just wait until you see our number 1 entry. A beast so massive that it took over 100 people to subdue it. Number 9. King Cobra. Known to be the longest venomous snake in the world, the king cobra has certainly earned its name. The king cobra is so long that when raising its head and expanding to intimidate prey, it can look a fully grown human in the eyes. That's intimidating, alright. But what's even more shocking is that it only accounts for around 1/3 of the snake's actual size. In fact, king cobras typically reach lengths of 13 feet, but in 1937, an 18.18-foot one was caught in Thailand. It was kept at the London Zoo, where it reached a length of 18.73 feet. At the onset of the Second World War, officials feared that if the zoo was bombed, the snake would escape, posing a deadly threat to local residents. In an effort to avoid this, the snake was one of 33 animals intentionally killed by zoo officials ahead of the Belfast Blitz, a series of bombings that did lead to the escape of a zebra and her foal. Both were rounded up soon after. Before we go on, like this video, pop the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell right now, or the ghost in your closet will manifest itself tonight. Number 8. Burmese Python. The second snake on today's list, the Burmese python. Florida is notoriously famous for a handful of things, not all good, but one of the more natural threats that faced Floridans was the vast number of dangerous snakes that live there. Among the more invasive snake species is the Burmese python. Before 1992, these creatures were pretty rare in Florida, but that year the area was ravaged by Hurricane Andrew, a Category 5 Atlantic hurricane that destroyed countless buildings, among which was a python breeding facility and zoo. This meant that hundreds, if not thousands of pythons were suddenly introduced into the wild, and the results were catastrophic for the local ecosystem, with foxes, rabbits, raccoons, opossums, and white-tailed deer virtually disappearing from the python's range. Typically, this slithering serpent reaches lengths of about 13 feet and weighs about 79 pounds. However, hunters in the Florida Everglades came across a much larger specimen recently, and luckily they captured the whole event on video. The python was over 17 feet long and took 5 people to subdue. Number 7. Alligator snapping turtle. Just the name of this creature tells you that it's probably something pretty unique. After all, you probably wouldn't want to tangle with an alligator or snapping turtle. As it turns out, this giant freshwater turtle looks a fair bit like other snapping turtles. The one difference being that it is one of the largest freshwater turtles in the world. These enormous creatures can be found throughout the southeastern United States, and the largest one ever seen weighed an astounding 249 pounds, almost 100 pounds heavier than their typical adult weight. Number 6. Mugger crocodile. The first croc on today's list may just be the one you've never heard of. The mugger crocodile, also known as the marsh crocodile, can be found in freshwater pools, wetlands, lakes, and slow-moving streams from western to southeastern Asia. As one of the largest crocodile species, they can reach an incredible 16 feet when fully grown. 16 feet, however, is only an average, and the largest confirmed mugger croc was over 18.5 feet long. Number 5. Saltwater crocodile. Compared to the mugger croc, the saltwater crocodile might be one of the best known giant crocodiles in the world. Overall, the saltwater crocodile is considered the largest extant reptile on Earth, though that is based on their average size of around 16 feet. These giant apex predators can be found primarily in brackish mangrove swamps and river deltas from Sri Lanka to Australia. And over the years, there have been many tales of people crossing paths with unbelievably large specimens. Nonetheless, many of these claims have gone unconfirmed. That said, the largest confirmed saltwater crocodile was a jaw-dropping 23 feet long and weighed nearly 4,500 pounds. Number 4. Reticulated python. The reticulated python is typically native to Asia. However, their incredibly versatile nature and phenomenal size have enabled them to not only invade, but dominate a range of habitats. In 2011, the largest recorded reticulated python appeared in Kansas City, Missouri, nearly 8,000 miles away from the nearest Asian country. The 10-year-old snake was actually discovered by a feeder named the Edge of Hell and measured an unbelievable 25.2 feet long and weighed nearly 350 pounds. Unable to part with their new pet, the giant snake was officially adopted by Full Moon Productions of Kansas and named Medusa. Medusa is now the longest snake in captivity and has a demanding diet consisting of 40 pounds of meat every 2 weeks. Number 3. Leatherback sea turtles. When most people think of turtles, they think of the well-known creatures that take refuge in hard protective shells. The leatherback sea turtle, however, is the largest of all the sea turtles, and unlike its extended family, it doesn't boast the traditional hard shell that turtles are famous for. Instead, the leatherback has a tough rubbery skin over their backs and have changed very little since prehistoric times. While many people think of turtles as slow, lumbering creatures, the leatherback sea turtle can swim over 10,000 miles a year between nesting and foraging grounds. They're also some of the ocean's most accomplished divers, routinely diving to depths of 4,000 feet just to catch a meal. Most leatherbacks weigh at least 800 pounds, but the largest one ever recorded was an astounding 2,019 pounds and nearly 10 feet long. Despite their impressive size, they are equipped with a set of delicate, scissor-like teeth. In fact, their jaws are so delicate that they can only consume soft-bodied animals, and their diet is composed mainly of jellyfish. Number 2. The green anaconda. Maybe one of the most well-known giant reptiles, the anaconda is also one of the most exaggerated snakes around. For centuries, people have told tales of the anaconda's incredible size, but these claims are often greatly exaggerated. A shame, since the anaconda is absolutely massive, even without exaggeration. You may recall the stunning length of the reticulated python from earlier in today's list. Well, as it turns out, the green anaconda can reach the same lengths and grow to twice the girth. The longest currently verified anaconda was just over 17 feet and weighed 215 pounds. However, it is believed that unexplored portions of the Amazonian rainforest, experts believe there are much larger examples of the species. While there may be larger, it is highly unlikely that any exist on the scale dramatized by Hollywood and centuries of folklore, which is probably a good thing. Number 1. Lolong the Indo-Pacific crocodile. While saltwater crocodiles in general are known for their impressive size, one particular croc named Lolong, an Indo-Pacific crocodile, might be among the largest ever seen. Lolong was captured in 2011, and to this date remains the largest crocodile ever captured and placed in captivity. Lolong was captured in a Bunawan Creek in the Philippines, but as you can imagine, it was no small task, and it required collaboration between several local crocodile hunters and a special government unit. Lolong measured 20 feet and 3 inches and weighed in at a jaw-dropping 2,370 pounds. The process of hunting and catching Lolong took around 3 weeks and about 100 people to pull him out of the water. When they finally did. In the footage of the capture, this massive beast becomes understandably aggressive, thrashing from side to side attempting to make his escape. When Lolong was captured, it was widely believed that he had eaten a fisherman as well as a 12-year-old girl whose head was discovered nearby. It was also suspected that he was eating local seahorses to extinction. That's all for the 10 biggest reptiles ever caught on camera. Which one was your favorite? Have you seen any of today's creatures in person? Let us know in the comments.